Stop. Don't scroll. That feeling in the pit of your stomach when you look at your bank account, that silent prayer for a miracle before the end of the month, is not a sign of God's absence. It is the signal that a word has been prepared for you, for this exact moment, for the pressure you are under right now. That profound spiritual exhaustion you feel, the sense that your prayers for financial relief are hitting a brass ceiling, is not in your imagination. The physical toll of this stress, the sleepless nights where your body keeps the score of every bill you cannot pay, the chronic anxiety that has become your shadow, is real. It is the weight of heaven's silence, and it spills over. It creates a paralysis in your decisions. You are frozen, caught between the fear of taking a risk and the greater fear of not taking one, unable to discern a God-given opportunity from a desperate gamble. This tension fills your home. It's in the unspoken arguments about money that end in frustrated silence. It's in the heavy quiet in the car after realizing you have to say no to your family again. It is the shared helplessness when they look to you for an answer you do not have. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 3 things. First, I'm going to show you exactly where you have been and why every financial door has seemed to close at the last second. It is a pattern, and it has a name. Second, I will deliver to you, live, here in this video, 3 specific signs from heaven and a single Hebrew word that contains the key to why this message found you today and not yesterday or tomorrow. Third, before this message is over, I will seal you with 3 new names of identity, declaring an end to the cycle of almost and not enough. If you leave this video before the end, you leave without the sealing. And there's a 4th thing I'll be placing in your hands before this message ends. Something Solomon himself recorded for the child of God who needs to cross through a season of financial drought. And it fits within your ordinary day. It is not a book to study. It is an instrument to sustain the weight of a coming blessing. I'll come back to it. For now, stay. The word that God has for you is a seed. And for a seed to break through the soil, it first has to be buried. It has to endure the darkness, the pressure, the cold ground. What you have called a season of struggle, God calls the planting. Before I deliver this word to you, you need to understand something about the ground you're standing on. And on that very subject, on the weight of a past due notice sitting on the kitchen counter, on the echo in an empty account, on the cycle of watching others advance while you feel stuck, there is something that Solomon left behind, a 2-minute key that fits into your common day. Tuck it away in the back of your mind. And if you need to leave before the end of this video, that instrument is already waiting for you in the first pinned comment, right below. But I ask you to stay until the end, because without the context that is coming now, the key does not have the same power in your hand. Have you ever felt that the spirit of not enough that follows you isn't just human, but spiritual? And if this pattern of last-minute financial failure is a sign that there is a battle against the purpose God has placed on your life, while many try to explain it as a bad economy or lack of opportunity, few realize that this spirit of delay does not attack what you have, but what God is building upon you. But what if the true reason for this financial pressure is found precisely in what you have not yet been able to see about your own calling? Now think with me. What if everything you have endured until today, the final notices, the empty accounts, the closed doors, is the answer to the question you have carried for years? Why does it feel like I am always one step away from my breakthrough? It was searching for answers to this that I found this digital guide called The Code of Solomon's Wisdom. This guide is not just a reading, it is a key for spiritual understanding, a tool made for those who want to see beyond appearances, to stop treating a spiritual attack as a financial problem, and to understand why the spirit of delay attacks with such force against those who carry a mark of God for abundance. Several chosen ones here on the channel have already felt the call of this instrument, but have not yet made the decision to download the digital guide. Download it right now. It's available in the first pinned comment. If you are one of the first to download it, come back here and write, Amen. This will be your act of faith. And even today, God may show you the reason why the slow erosion of your hope has stood against your life. Before I give you the word that has been prepared, I need you to recognize 5 things that are happening to you right now. These are not predictions, they are signs of recognition, an echo from your own life. And if I am right about at least 3 of them, you and I will both know why you stopped scrolling on this video on this day. The first is the sign of the last-minute diversion. You are just about to get ahead. A small surplus is finally in sight. You can almost feel the relief of having a buffer, of breathing for just a moment. And then it happens. A tire blows, an appliance breaks, a medical bill you had forgotten about reappears in the mail. It is a sudden, unexpected expense that appears as if summoned, perfectly timed to drain the exact amount of surplus you were about to receive. What looks like bad luck is actually a targeted interception. It is a spiritual tactic to keep you perpetually at zero. The second is the sign of the closed fist. You see an opportunity to be generous. A friend is in need. A cause moves your heart. Your own church asks for support. But a cold fear grips your hand. It is the voice of calculation, the whisper of "what if I need this later?" You find it incredibly difficult to release the little you have, not out of greed, but out of a deep, abiding terror that there will not be enough for you. This is not you being selfish. This is the spirit of lack making you believe your own provision is so fragile that any act of giving will shatter it. The third sign is the sign of the silent argument. I want you to go to a specific moment. The unexpected car repair bill has just landed on the kitchen counter. You and your spouse are discussing it. The numbers don't work. The options have run out. And then the conversation just stops. No shouting, no blaming, just a heavy, suffocating silence. Your spouse looks at you and says, "I just don't know what we're going to do." And you, the one they look to, have no answer. The air becomes thick with a shared, unspoken helplessness. That silence is the sound of a spiritual attack succeeding in the heart of your home. And about that argument over the unexpected bill you just recognized, I have already left the instrument waiting for you in the first pinned comment. If you need to leave before the end, it is there. But stay, because the Hebrew name for what is happening to you has not yet been spoken. And before I move on to the 4th and 5th sign, a brief pause. And beyond our digital book, Chosen One, you have here another way to strengthen this message that reached your home today, and to make it reach more and more chosen ones like you. We don't receive a single cent for every word I deliver to you here on this channel every day. As a way for you to give back something of what you receive here, we keep a voluntary donation link open, right below the digital book, in the first pinned comment. Any amount that fits your hand today, any sum your heart points to. That's what keeps our channel standing. That's what makes the next message reach another person who needs it, exactly as you needed it. I'll wait for you there, chosen one. Returning now to the 4th sign. The 4th sign is the sign of the borrowed future. You are living in a time debt. This month's income is already spent, allocated to pay for last month's survival. You are perpetually one step behind, robbing from the future just to keep the present from collapsing. This creates a relentless, low-grade panic, a state of emergency that has become your normal. You cannot plan, you cannot build, you cannot dream, because all your energy is consumed by servicing the past. It feels like a financial problem, but it's a spiritual prison. Its walls are built to block your vision of what is ahead. The 5th and final sign is the sign of vicarious blessing. You scroll through your phone and you see it. A friend announces a promotion. A family member shares pictures of a new home. You see their breakthroughs, their businesses taking off, their prayers being answered, and you feel a genuine, sincere joy for them. You like the post. You write congratulations. But after you put the phone down in the quiet of your own heart, a small, persistent voice whispers, "When? When is it my turn, God?" That ache is not jealousy. It is the cry of your own calling, reminding you that you were made for a breakthrough of your own. These 5 signs that you have just recognized in your own life are not symptoms of your failure. They are not proof that God has forgotten you. They are the signs of an awakening. They are the birth pangs of a new season. The intensity of the attack against you is the very proof of the value of what you carry. And the name for what is awakening in you, the key to understanding this entire season, is held in a single Hebrew word. Before I show you the instrument Solomon left for the common day, I must give you the Hebrew name for what you carry, because the instrument only makes sense after you know the name. And there is a word in Hebrew that defines the exact state you live in, a word that recontextualizes everything I have just described to you in the last few minutes. There is a word in the original Hebrew that changes everything you thought you knew, and what comes now will explain to you why everything happened in this order. To carry the weight of this new understanding of this coming name is not something you were meant to do alone. To stand in the gap between a promise given and a promise received, unprotected, is to invite the very spirit of diversion we have just named. It is not what Solomon prepared for you. He prepared something else, and that something else is what I am going to deliver to you now. It is not theory, it is an instrument. The code of Solomon's wisdom is the instrument that Solomon left for the child of God who needs to cross through the common day without losing what was received in the intimacy of prayer. When you are constantly chasing urgent bills instead of building a lasting foundation, watching your energy go to putting out fires instead of building the temple of your life, you need the instrument. Recognizing the cycle of the spirit of delay and diversion without having the instrument Solomon left is to receive the diagnosis without the treatment. When you feel that heavy silence in the car after realizing you have to say no to your family again, when the weight of their unspoken needs presses down on you, you need the instrument. When you find yourself saying yes to every opportunity out of sheer desperation, scattering your hope like seed on rocky ground and never seeing a real return, you need the instrument. And if you're feeling right now that this is exactly what you need, before I even continue, place your thumb now over the link in the first pinned comment. Don't click yet. Just place your thumb. Feel the weight of the decision before you make the decision. This is not a method for doing more. It is an instrument for sustaining more. It does not train you, it covers you. It reveals where the spirit of delay and diversion is operating before it becomes another wrong decision, another dead end. It is designed to interrupt the cycle of almost before it becomes your next 24 hours before a bill is due. And the next 24-hour test always arrives sooner than you think, and it comes with e'en 2 seals for your home, not for your performance. Badakan first seal disrakan tasenis morailisburf, the ritual of the righteous sleep, fries. It's an audio. You don't read it. You lie down. And what you used to call insomnia, today you'll call unsealed vigil. And you'll learn to seal the night with the right name, in the right order, in the right voice. The second seal is the awakening of clarity, the 7 morning decrees, 7 short phrases, 1 for each morning of the week, so you don't wake up again without identity, so you cross the first hour of the day with the posture of one who has been sent, and not with the posture of one who has been run over. And that hesitation you might be feeling right now, it is not your own doubt. It is the spirit of delay and diversion acting inside you in this very moment, pushing you to close this window, to think about it later. You recognize this pattern. The moment you decide to pray, a wave of sleepiness hits you. The moment you open the word, your phone buzzes with a distraction. That hesitation is not a sign you should wait. It is the final confirmation that you are at the exact point where the turnaround happens, and it is for that reason that this next part exists. You have a 7-day complete guarantee to use this instrument and feel its weight in your hand. 7 full days. If in 7 days this instrument has not touched what needs to be touched in you, you return it. No questions asked, no justification needed, and the 2 seals, the ritual and the decrees, they remain with you even if you return the guide. They are yours, unconditionally, but I must be direct with you. The real risk is not spending less than a Thursday lunch at the deli. The real risk is the next 24 hours before a bill is due arriving and you find yourself once again empty-handed. That is the risk that has a face. And perhaps you're asking a few questions right now, and they deserve an answer. But what if I miss the signs? What if I don't recognize my appointed time? This instrument is not about performance. It is about posture. It attunes your spirit to recognize the season, so you don't miss the moment. What if I get the key, but I'm too afraid to use it? The fear of using it is the last defense of the spirit of delay. The guide is designed to be used in the midst of that fear, to give your hand the strength to turn the key even while it is shaking. And what if this hope is just another disappointment waiting to happen? This is not hope in a method. This is hope in a promise that has already been given. This instrument is simply the tool to help you steward what is already yours by inheritance. And yet, if you only want the guide, it is enough. But the complete house is built with all three. A woman of 38, a self-employed professional, began using the guide after months of waking up with a knot of anxiety in her stomach, checking her bank balance before her feet hit the floor. After the first week of using the ritual of sleep, she slept through the night for the first time in a year. She wrote me just one sentence. "I thought my body was failing me. It was just trying to keep watch." A man of 42, the owner of a small business, was paralyzed, unable to make an investment he knew was right. He kept seeing others move forward, feeling that familiar pang of being left behind. After 7 days with the morning decrees, he made the call that changed the trajectory of his year. The phrase he sent was, "The fear of staying put finally became greater than the fear of moving forward." A grandmother of 61 felt the unspoken financial tension every time her grandchildren visited. That sad quiet when she couldn't provide a little extra treat. She felt the helplessness in the air. After 2 weeks with the guide, she sat with her daughter and had the first honest, peaceful conversation about finances they'd had in a decade. She wrote, "I stopped trying to give them answers and learned how to give them my peace. Perhaps in 3 hours you will be lying in bed again, staring at the ceiling, feeling the cold weight of that past due notice on the counter, remembering that you saw this video and still did not reach out your hand. Perhaps in the next 24 hours, when that last-minute diversion arrives, as it always does, you will think to yourself, 'I knew what it was, I just didn't have the instrument in my hand.' And there is the scene of you standing in a store, putting back an item that was not a luxury, a slightly better brand of coffee, a small toy for your child, because you had to choose the absolute cheapest option, feeling the small, sharp sting of that limitation. And so the slow erosion of your ability to dream continues to arrive, with the same alarm clock, with the same coffee, with the same door opening into the same struggle. The link is in the first pinned comment. It is pinned there for you, not for everyone. For you. Whoever needs to get through the next 24-hour test with the instrument in their hand, clicks now. And when you do, when you open that link, you are not buying a book. You are accepting an instrument that Solomon prepared for your ordinary day. And what you are about to understand when you hear the Hebrew word that is coming now will change the way you read everything that has happened to you so far. And before I deliver the next word that's still coming now, because it's still coming and it weighs, I want to remind you of one thing: chosen one. As I told you earlier, beyond the digital book that's in the first pinned comment, there's that voluntary donation link open right below the book. We continue receiving not a single cent for every word I deliver here for you every day. That's why this link exists, chosen one, so that another person tomorrow finds exactly this word that found you today. Any amount your heart points to. Each gesture like that keeps our channel standing and makes the next message reach whoever needs it, exactly as it reached you today. And one more thing before we return to the message, I want you to know the following. From time to time here on our channel, I record a special honor video, a thank you video with a special word only to recognize the chosen ones who donated the most, and those who acquired the digital book. All who sustained this word with me deserve that mention of gratitude for such a generous act. You sow here, heaven remembers you up there, and I remember you down here. I'll wait for you there at the link again, chosen one. And now, finally, the Hebrew word that will change everything. The Hebrew word that defines the exact state you are living in is moed. Pronounce it with me, one syllable at a time, moed. It means appointed time. It is the word for a divine appointment, a set season, a convergence of heaven's promise and your preparation. This is not just a translation from a dictionary, it is a state of being. It is the reason the promise is very soon and not right now. The gap you have called waiting or delay is actually the sacred ground of your moed. And when you hear this word, you recognize it, because it was already happening inside of you. You just did not have the name for it. And about this word it is written in Psalm 4 verse 8, "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." This is not a promise for the future. It is a declaration of your current state. The ability to lie down in peace is not the result of the breakthrough. It is the evidence of someone who trusts they are living in their appointed time, even before it manifests. It is the posture of one who knows the appointment is set. Now think of Joseph, not the prince of Egypt in his robes of authority, but the young man in the prison. He carried the promise, the dream from God of his own authority. But his reality was stone walls, forgotten by the one man who could have helped him. His life was the definition of a last-minute diversion that lasted for years. His problem was the immense, crushing space between the word he had received and the world he could see. A spirit of delay, embodied by the cupbearer who forgot him, was working to convince him the dream was a youthful delusion, that God's promise had an expiration date. And Joseph had to improvise. He did not have access to the wisdom that Solomon would later record. He had to steward the dreams of others while his own seemed to be rotting in a dungeon. He had to hold on to his character and integrity with raw faith, with no visible sign that his own fulfillment would ever come. Every day in that prison was a common day under immense pressure. He had to operate, to serve, to use his gift not for his own advancement, but as an act of faithfulness in a forgotten place. He had to resist bitterness when he saw the cupbearer restored and he was left behind. That was his test. The turn for Joseph did not happen on the day the guards unlocked his cell. The turn happened in his heart. Every single morning he woke up in that prison and chose to be a steward of God's presence, not a victim of his circumstances. He was being prepared for the weight of a kingdom, in the one place that seemed furthest from it. And here is the crucial difference. What Joseph had to endure with raw, improvisational faith, you do not. He was the prototype. You are the heir. Solomon saw this pattern of waiting and recorded an instrument so you would not have to cross that space unprotected. The instrument Solomon left behind is the same one that is waiting for you in the first pinned comment. It is the manual for the MOED. Do you remember the seed I spoke of at the beginning of this message? The one that had to be buried in the dark, cold ground. This word you just received, Moed, is the name of that sacred darkness. It was never a grave. It was the fertile ground for an appointed time. The spirit of delay wants you to believe you are buried, but God is telling you that you are planted. And now that you have the name for the season you are in, and you understand the instrument prepared for it, I need to deliver 3 things that will anchor you in this reality. First, a simple summary of what has happened to you. Second, the specific type of your calling that is under attack. And third, 3 new names that will carry you through to the manifestation of the promise. We will begin now. Let me stop for a full minute and put everything you just heard in simple words. No poetry, no metaphor, just the facts. Fact 1. There is a spirit called the spirit of delay and diversion, whose entire function is to intercept financial blessings right before they arrive at their appointed time. Fact 2. It does this by making you misinterpret your MOED, your appointed time, making you feel buried when in fact you are planted. Fact 3. Joseph, in prison, was almost consumed by this very thing. This is not a theory. It is a recorded narrative of spiritual warfare. Fact 4. Your caution, your tendency to wait and see, if left unchecked, becomes the very sentence that allows the slow erosion of your ability to dream, which is the enemy's ultimate goal. Now, with that said, let's move on to the type of your calling. There are 3 types of chosen ones that this spirit of delay attacks with specific force. Each calling receives a unique form of resistance. You are one of these 3, and when I name your type, you will feel it. It will be the sound of a key turning in a lock you didn't know was there. The first is the sower. You are called to fund the kingdom, to be a channel of resources. The attack against you is a spirit of stinginess and a crippling fear of lack. It makes you hold on so tightly to the seed in your hand that you never plant it. The enemy tells you that what you have is for survival, not for sowing. Does the sign of the closed fist resonate not as greed, but as a deep, cold fear that giving will leave you with nothing. Then you may be the sower. The second is the builder. You are called to create, to establish, to build things that last, businesses, ministries, families with strong foundations. The attack against you comes in the form of constant, frustrating delays and last-minute regulatory hurdles. It feels like you are always one permit away, one signature away, one approval away from breaking ground. The diversion is the enemy's favorite tool against you, frustrating your vision into the ground. Does the sign of the last-minute diversion feel less like bad luck and more like a personal agenda against your progress? Then you may be the builder. The third is the steward. You are called to manage great wealth, to steward resources you did not originate but are destined to control. The attack against you is intensely personal. It is a spirit of unworthiness and a paralyzing fear of mismanagement. The enemy whispers that you are not smart enough, not disciplined enough, not worthy enough to handle what is coming. The fear is not that you won't receive it, but that you will receive it and then lose it, proving you were a fraud all along. Does the secret fear of your own inadequacy feel like the biggest obstacle to your breakthrough? Then you may be the steward. And upon your specific type, heaven has already sealed 3 names, 3 titles of office that will carry you through the rest of this year, giving your identity a shape when the cycle of delay tries to dissolve you. Hear them now. Your first name is Guardian of the Appointed Time. This is the part of you that stands watch over the promise, even when the world shows no evidence of its coming. You are the one who protects the Moed in your spirit. The enemy wants you to abandon your post, to believe the watch is in vain. But you are the guardian of the appointed time who learns to find peace, not in the manifestation, but in the certainty of the appointment itself. Your second name is Steward of the King's Treasury. This name grants you authority. You are not begging for resources. You are being prepared to manage a treasury that already belongs to your king. This breaks the poverty mindset. It is not about what you have, but whose you are and what you are authorized to access. You are the steward of the king's treasury, who understands that the blessing is not for you to consume, but for you to deploy, according to a divine strategy. Your third name is Architect of the Overflow. This is your active envoy identity. You are not just waiting, you are designing. You are not just receiving, you are planning the distribution. This name commissions you to think beyond your own need and start drawing the blueprints for the abundance that will flow through you to others. You are the architect of the overflow who sees the coming flood and builds the channels to direct it, not a dam to contain it. You are feeling the intensity of what is happening right now. The pressure that came when I spoke the first type, the heat that came when I described the third. This is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a sign of your capacity to be transformed. The intensity of the attack is proportional to the magnitude of the turnaround. A weak attack is for a weak destiny. A strong, relentless attack is for a breakthrough that will shake foundations. And it is for this reason that the first name, Guardian of the Appointed Time, is the one the enemy attacks with the most subtlety. The secret fear of the Guardian is that you will finally receive the blessing and through one foolish decision, lose it all, proving to yourself and to God that you were never worthy of it in the first place. And what Solomon left for you to cover that specific vulnerability is not a book for you to read and possibly misinterpret. It is an applied ritual. It is a guided experience, an instrument of protection. The Code of Solomon's Wisdom. With the audio for sealing your sleep and the decrees for arming your morning, is the covering for the Guardian. It ensures that while you stand watch, you yourself are being watched over. The link for the guide is waiting in the first pinned comment. It is there to arm the Guardian, to authorize the steward, and to commission the architect. Do not let the vulnerability of the Guardian keep the other 2 names from manifesting. And if one of these 3 names hit you harder, write the number below, 1, 2, or 3. Let heaven and earth see which office you are stepping into today. But before I send you, there are 3 specific tactics that the adversary will use against the 3 names I just delivered to you. He will not attack your faith head-on. He is more subtle. He attacks your perception of time, your perception of worthiness, and your perception of the finish line. The first tactic is comparison. He will use the joy of others against you. He will scroll through the feed of your life and show you every other friend, every other family member receiving their breakthrough. He wants the guardian of the appointed time to look at someone else's harvest and question the timing of their own. He wants you to believe that their blessing means your delay, that God's abundance is a zero-sum game. The second tactic is condemnation. In the quiet space between your prayer and its manifestation, he will whisper that your current lack is a consequence of a past sin. He will take the silence of God and interpret it for you as a verdict of guilt. This is a direct assault on the steward of the king's treasury, designed to make you feel so unworthy of the king's assets that you never even approach the vault. The third tactic is diversion. This is the last-minute crisis, the final notice that arrives just as hope begins to build. The enemy knows when you are 24 hours away from a breakthrough, and he will throw everything he has into that final gap to distract you, to exhaust you, to make you take your eyes off the promise. It is an attack against the architect of the overflow, designed to keep you so busy with repairs that you never get to build. But for each tactic, there is an ordained weapon. These are not concepts, they are spiritual arms to be wielded. Against the tactic of comparison, you will raise the shield of your own timeline. This is the deep-settled understanding that your race is yours alone. Your MOED is not in competition with anyone else's. When the enemy shows you another's victory, you declare, "My timeline is sealed by the King. I run my own race and I will cross the line at my appointed time." Against the tactic of condemnation, you will put on the robe of righteousness. This is not your own righteousness, but the one gifted to you. It silences the accuser. It reminds him and it reminds you that your access to the treasury is not based on your performance, but on your position as an heir. When he whispers of your past, you declare, "I am covered not by my merit, but by his. I am righteous by decree, and I stand in his presence without fault." And against the tactic of diversion, you will take up the sword of focus. This weapon cuts through the noise of the immediate crisis and keeps your eyes fixed on the unchanging promise. It allows you to see the storm at your feet, but remain anchored to the destination on the horizon. When the last-minute crisis hits, you declare, "My eyes are fixed on the promise, not the pressure. I will not be moved by this temporary turbulence." And these three weapons alone are memory. With instrument, they become covering. Recognizing the cycle of delay and diversion without having the instrument that Solomon left is to receive the diagnosis without the treatment. It is to wake up to the problem without the remedy on your nightstand. And furthermore, there are 4 keys to the heavenly treasury. Beyond these 3 that I cannot open here, not for lack of time. For density, each needs its own page with its exact counterweapon. And while I do not deliver them here, the spirit of delay knows them all. The guide delivers them. When an unexpected bill arrives that could break you, when an opportunity for investment appears that requires immediate capital, when your child asks for something and your first internal response is a calculation of cost, the code of Solomon's wisdom is what you reach for. Recognition without the instrument leaves you where you have always been, knowing the name but with empty hands. And that is why there is one last obstacle that needs to be named before you say amen. It is the most subtle obstacle of all. It is the fear of appearing ungrateful. It is the voice that whispers, "You have a roof over your head. You have food on your table. How can you ask for more? You should just be grateful for what you have." This voice sounds righteous. It sounds humble. But it is a cage. It is the enemy's last-ditch effort to shrink your destiny down to the size of your current provision, to make you so afraid of asking for the kingdom that you settle for the crumbs. But before I release you, there is one last point. And so now I ask you to stop what you are doing. If you are able, close your eyes. Place your right hand over your heart. We are going to pray. But this is not a prayer of asking. It is a prayer of receiving and releasing. Breathe in, and let us begin. Father, I come before you, not as a speaker, but as a channel for the one who is listening. And for them, I release the weight. I release the exhaustion that has accumulated in their body, the tension in their shoulders from carrying this burden alone. I release the sleepless nights where their body kept the score of every bill and every worry. I release the spiritual exhaustion of praying prayers that seem to hit a brass ceiling. We lay it all down now. And on this ground, I make a declaration. I will not go back. I will not retreat. I will not give up 24 hours before the turning. I renounce the spirit of comparison that measures my timeline against another's. I will stand my post as the guardian of my own appointed time, and I will not be moved by the sight of another's harvest, for I know my own is coming. I will not be moved, and I release from you now the fear of appearing ungrateful. This is the most subtle chain. The fear that by reaching for the instrument, by declaring you want more, you are telling God that what He has already done is not enough. It is a lie. Your immediate receiving is your highest act of worship. It is saying, Father, I so value what comes from your hand. I refuse to leave it waiting in the next room. Declare this in a low voice now. My receiving is my worship. And I receive now the 3 names that have been sealed over me: guardian of the appointed time, steward of the king's treasury, architect of the overflow, not for me to boast, for me to remember, for me to cross through what is coming with these names in my mouth, in my posture, on my heart. I receive them now. And before the voice that comes now, I need you to hear one thing. The intensity of what you have been through is not proof that something is wrong with you. It is proof that you are exactly who you always suspected you were, someone who carries something great enough for the enemy to want to shut it down. You were not attacked by chance. You were attacked precisely where your calling intends to manifest with the greatest force. The heavier the attack, the more dangerous your destiny is to the kingdom of darkness. The pressure you felt was not a sign of your weakness. It was the signal of your proximity to the turning. If this hits you now, right below, I receive the turning, and now, listen, not with your ears, with your spirit. I saw you. In the quiet of the night, with the blue light of your phone illuminating your face as you refreshed the screen, hoping for a number to change. I was there in the silence of your car, after you hung up the phone with the bill collector. I have been closer to you than the anxiety in your own chest. I have never lost sight of you. The seat at my table with your name on it was never offered to another. It has been held, waiting. What you called a season of delay, I called the sacred preparation of your MOED. What you called the sting of lack, I called the clearing of the ground for a new foundation. And what you called the crushing pressure of the final hour, I called the moment right before the dam of my provision breaks over your life. Your name is engraved on the palms of my hands. I have not forgotten you. I have been forming you. The waiting was not a punishment. It was the training ground. The chair is yours. The honor was never withheld. It was being prepared for you and you for it. Receive it now. And there is a voice speaking inside of you right now, a voice that says, this isn't for me. This is for someone with more faith, someone more worthy. I need you to hear this from me. You have permission. You have permission to receive what you did not earn. You have permission to occupy the seat at the table without justifying your presence. You have permission to let the version of you that needed to suffer, to feel worthy, die right now. Solomon did not prepare this instrument for those who are already ready. He prepared it for those who are tired, and the one who is tired is you. I now extend my hand toward your home and decree a covering of sealing over all that belongs to you, over your table, so that every meal may be an act of fellowship and not of anxiety, and that the conversations that take place there may be seasoned with wisdom from above. I declare coverage over your children and your spouse, if you have them. May your obedience tonight become a mantle of protection over them. May they feel the atmosphere of your home change, the weight lift, the lightness of God's presence enter. And I decree coverage over your work, over your hands, over every project and opportunity. May the understanding of the appointed time that you have learned here unlock promotions and business ideas that were previously blocked. May your immediate obedience become your greatest qualification in the eyes of men and in the eyes of God. You are committed. You are commissioned. You are sent. You are committed. You are commissioned. You are sent. You are committed. You are commissioned. You are sent. Before I release you, I want you to walk with me to a room you have not yet seen with your physical eyes. Do not force it. Just let the image arrive. There is a long table. Light comes from a source you cannot identify. There are people at the table. Some you have loved, some you have not yet met. The faces feel like family. They feel like home. And there is a chair near the head of the table, empty. The shape of you is carved into it. The wood remembers you. Joseph is at the head of the table and he smiles. You are not creating this scene. You are remembering it. The chair has always been yours. It has only been you who was missing. Don't say amen yet. Sit in this for a moment. Feel the weight of what just happened. The quiet recognition in your spirit. The settling. Now, you may say amen. That silence in your car after you hung up with the bill collector, which the Father just reminded you of, that silence has an echo. I want you to hear something before you close this video, because there's a phrase the adversary will whisper in your ear in the next 3 hours. I'll name that phrase now so you don't fall for it. But before the phrase, there is something you need to receive. What was sealed here will now be tested in the next 24 hours before a bill is due. The Code of Solomon's Wisdom is waiting for you in the first pinned comment, with the ritual of the righteous sleep and the 7 morning decrees, for just less than a coffee with a biscuit. Because a guardian of the appointed time without cover rots in the next 24-hour test, and the adversary is counting on the next test. It is not an expense. It is an instrument, and Solomon prepared it for you to cross what is coming with a firm hand, not an empty one. With a full 7-day guarantee, the risk is ours. The hand is yours. Click now, while the decree is still alive in your chest. Not tomorrow, not after your shower. Because whoever leaves it for later leaves it for never. And the adversary knows this. In the next 3 hours, he will speak inside you, not with a loud voice. In sequence, 5 short phrases. It's just not your time. You must have done something wrong to deserve this. This kind of financial miracle is for other, more faithful people. Don't get your hopes up again. You know how this ends. Just be grateful for what you have and stop asking for more. 5 waves he tries from 5 angles. In one of them you give in. Today, now, before the next 24 hours before a bill is due, not after, today. And Solomon will sustain you in this. And now the last word of this video. And in the next message that I bring to this channel, I will deliver to you the 3 signs that your appointed time will arrive within the next 7 days. Whoever heard this word today needs to hear that one in sequence, because what is coming now is not a continuation. It is a deepening. Click on the video that will appear on the screen in a few seconds. And still in this video, chosen one, before I seal this hour with you, I return one last time to this request. You walked with me until here. You crossed every word, every decree, every sign. And if at any moment of this message you felt heaven touch you, you know this video was no accident. The voluntary donation link continues open in the first pinned comment right below the digital book, not as a charge, not as exchange. As the chosen ones return to the altar from which the word came forth. Any amount your heart points to, and heaven sees every gesture. Heaven sees, and heaven multiplies it over your home, over your days, over what you don't yet know is coming. That was my last request. I'll wait for you there, chosen one. And when this happens, and it will happen soon, you will remember this moment. And before you go, think of one specific person, not many. 1. The person whose name came to you just now when I said that. The person who has been quiet, faithful, unseen. The person whose anointing has also been attracting attacks that have no name. Someone who has been coming home carrying a weight that is not their own. Someone who needs the same sealing you just received. Send this video to them. They are waiting for this word to arrive. And when that person opens this video, they will need what you have just received, including the instrument that Solomon left. It may be what opens their cycle as well. This is not a favor you are doing, it is service, and heaven sees it. Comment below, Amen received, and send this video to that specific person who came to mind. It is done. What was delivered here has been delivered. You are not the same person you were when you pressed play. You are deeply loved. You were never forgotten. The chair is yours, and so it is sealed. The next 24 hours before a bill is due can wait 10 more seconds.